Morey has stepped down as the Houston Rockets GM. Wait, is that right? Daryl Morey stepped down as the Houston Rockets GM? That's crazy. You would think that they'd be fine right now. They'd be having a good time. Look, Daryl Morey, he traded one of the best trades in NBA history for James Harden. Trade Jeremy Lamb, an average player, and like a pick, and I think someone else for him. That's a good-ass trade, right? And he's developing two legends in the making. Two first ballot Hall of Famers in Russell Westbrook and James Harden. So you're like, why did he leave? All right, first, today we're going to be talking about the top 3 teams that should go after Daryl Morey. But first, let's talk about why he left. You would think that the Rockets are a contending team this year, but they actually did get messed the hell up in the playoffs. Kicked out, swallowed, you know what I mean? Killed in the playoffs. We've never seen some superstar performance go down like this for Russell Westbrook. He averaged I don't know how many points he averaged in the series, but he had some 8-point games where he shot 2 for 13, 5 turnovers, playing some weird defense, just running around like he said in his interview. But why would he leave? Well, the Houston Rockets right now are just like the Sixers. They're locked into their players, and they can't get better. It's either right now you just run it back, hope James Harden and Russell Westbrook get you a championship, or you blow it up and trade them both and get hella picks and some young talent. So why would Daryl Morey leave? For that same reason. Where the hell does Houston have to go right now? They can't improve their roster. They can't even make it worse unless you're to blow up the thing. But anyway, let's get right into the first team that should go after Daryl Morey. The Sacramento Kings, bro. Alright, the Kings, we know this. They have stayed in a constant state of trash for the past 14 years. They haven't made the playoffs. Horrible run organization right now. What they do need is somebody like Daryl Morey. Daryl Morey has had the second best winning percentage as a GM in the league for the past decade. And the only person in front of him is the Spurs. And we know what the Spurs have done the past decade. They won a championship. They're always a great regular season team. They had a 22-year playoff streak, as in they didn't miss a playoff for 22 years. So we know they're a great winning franchise. You're like, okay, Daryl Morey in Houston, he was one of the best winning GMs in the league. So they just need that. Sacramento's been out of the playoffs. And look, they need to move on from Vlade Divac. He was willing to pass up on Luka Doncic just because he didn't like the relatives in the Luka Doncic family. Marvin Bagley doesn't look like he's going to be as good as Luka Doncic, I'll tell you that much. And also, Vlade has made some weird choices in the front office, hiring a horrible coach in Luke Walton, not really caring about his players during practice. If a player doesn't show up to practice, he really doesn't say anything. And also, he just made some bad moves in the past. Trading DeMarcus Cousins for Buddy Hield. That was a decent trade. But then you bench Buddy Hield and you make him force a trade because he's benched now. That was your 3-point shooting champion. You didn't even put him out in clutch time. So just dumb decisions by Vlade Divac. The second team that needs, and I'm saying needs Daryl Morey than any other team here, is the 76ers. We know Elton Brand has been a horrible GM, giving Tobias and a very out of his prime Al Horford a max contract. And even Al Horford in his prime, was he really worth the max? I mean, he was an all-star. He was a good center, good defensively. He had some good things in his offensive bag, some post game, but was he really even worth the max in his prime? I don't even know if he really was. And he's definitely not worth the max these days since he's a slow guy. He's a very slow center. And this league is getting a lot faster pace. They need more stretchability. They need to be able to guard. Most of the forwards in this game are able to guard shooting guard through power forward. The forward like Jeremy Grant, he can guard shooting guard through power forward. So that's a big drawback when you have Al Horford. But Elton Brand has just been a bad GM in general. Letting go of Jimmy because he thought that Tobias Harris would be a better fit. Not firing Brett Brown when Jimmy asked him to. So then Jimmy left and he went to South Beach and he went to the finals. And he did something great. But why they need Daryl Morey in the front office? Obviously, Daryl Morey is one of the elite GMs in the league. But what is he known for? He's known for analytics analytics and getting good shooters on his team. That Rockets team this year, one of the best shooting teams in history. They damn well average the most 3-point shots per game in history. I'm pretty sure, because they're 5 out. But one of the best 3-point shooting teams in history, right? And what do the Sixers need? They need 3-point shooting, and they need a lot of it. And they need spacing, and they need a good coach. Daryl Morey's known for getting rid of coaches that don't fit certain players too well, like Kevin McHale when he was coaching James Harden, and got D'Antoni in the system, and got James Harden winning MVPs and putting up scoring titles and all this stuff. So Daryl Morey is what Philly needs, and they need that man. Trust me. Out of anybody here, Sacramento, they'll eventually make the playoffs soon. But Philly, they are in a very locked position right now. And they need somebody in there to just start blowing stuff up. Saying, hey, Tobias Harris might be the more talented player than this one 3-point shooter, but that don't matter. We need 3-point shooting. And then the Knicks. Why would the Knicks want Daryl Morey? Well, why wouldn't they? The Knicks GM has been passive and been letting Dolan take over. And listen, some of my family members aren't happy because they Knicks fan. They letting Dolan take over. Bad picks, bad signings and all that stuff. And Morey will change their mediocrity. They've been mediocre for damn near 2 decades now, and they've made the playoffs like the 7th and 8th seed with Melo. That is just unacceptable. That is not a winning franchise. So Morey will change that mediocrity and build a playoff team, like we said, pretty much with every team here. He'll help them out in winning. And also, Morey's a likable guy and a great GM. You might be asking, what do players want to go in a free agent destination? KD and Kyrie went to Brooklyn because the people in Brooklyn were nice. Kenny Atkinson is a good guy. That's why they went to Brooklyn. They had a culture. They had something. Daryl Morey's a great GM. He will build a winning culture. If you're a huge market like the New York Knicks and you're not bringing in big free agents at least once every 5 years, you're just sitting there to be horrible. Because big markets like New York, Boston's a pretty decent sized market, and LA, of course. LA, they get their free agents. They got LeBron, and that got them AD, and that got them a championship. So all they need to do is start out with getting big free agents. And then the last reason why they should get Morey is he gets good decisions done in the front office. New York has been known for bad decisions and bad signing. If you just think of like Julius Randle this past season, they gave him a contract which would not help RJ Barrett's development because RJ Barrett needs some damn spacing. Julius Randle's a big power forward who does post moves. You know what I mean? He does not help spacing at all. A hurt Stoudemire to get on the team with Carmelo Anthony. They gave him a big contract. What did he do? He didn't do anything for the Knicks. I'm here to tell you, he didn't do anything for the Knicks. And then the Porzingis trade. One of the worst trades, in my opinion, in history. You trade Dennis Smith Jr. and like some picks for Porzingis. Bro, the Mavericks fleece y'all, bro. For a franchise player, the Mavericks fleece y'all. But anyway, that's the 3 places I think Daryl Morey should go once he stepped down in Houston. But that's it, y'all. Like the video, subscribe, all that.